Good evening and welcome to Wimborne Road. To the Pirates TV viewers, I'm Scott Mitchell and I'm your presenter and commentator. And tonight here at Wimborne Road, we welcome the Workington Comets. Now, the Workington Comets have had a few problems over the last few weeks and they lost their licence to Poole Speedway, but they got it back 10 days ago and the first visitors were Poole and they beat Poole 51-39. So they come here to Wimborne Road tonight with a 12-point aggregate lead. So what was going to happen? Well, you've got Troy Batchelor and his team in Wimborne Road and they'll be looking with Tate Zischke, or is it not Tate Zischke? We don't know yet. And Antti VUOLAS, they'll be looking to try and defend that 12-point lead. The fear for the Pirates fans is at reserve. The Workington Comets look very good, and a couple of them ride well here at Wimborne Road. So for the Pirates, what's been going on there? Well, after the win against Edinburgh last week, we turned over the Scorpions away from home on Friday. So the Pirates are now in good form, and they are heading to a run of home fixtures, which is exactly what Vinnie FOORD, our main man, wants from the team. He said they need to be riding coming into the end of the season to make sure we stay in those top four spots. For me, Workington are in a position in the league now where it's a false position. They've only ridden 3 meetings, so they've got meetings to catch up on, and they're a team to be feared. Let's head over to the pits and see what they've got for us tonight.
Well, we come pit side and Tobias THOMSEN's with us for the Pirates ahead of tonight's meeting here against Workington Comets. Tobias, last week it was a funny meeting for you. Started off with 2 last places, finished with 2 winning rides. But tonight I guess you're trying to put the winning rides all together from the start.
Yeah, we want to start better. But in general, I think we started a bit slow this year in the start of the meeting at home. So tonight we're hopefully going to kick on a little bit better in the start. So, yeah.
Is it setups that are causing the problem early on?
I would say last time it was, but in the previous meetings where we started off a little slow again, I don't think it's set up. It's just somehow the away team just got away in the start of the meeting. I don't know why this season. We've just been struggling in the start of the meeting, but luckily we put it right in the end. But we want to start a bit better, don't to put so much pressure on ourselves, you know. Last
week, of course, it was quite a good week for the Pirates because winning at home and winning away at Scunthorpe, a track that everybody seems to go quite well at.
Yes, Scunthorpe is a funny old place. You never know what you get up there, according to everything. But it went our way up there this season, and headed off to Zach. He's really good around that place as well. So that really helped us on the way as well. So yeah, in all, it's been a good few meetings for the Pirates.
And tonight there's a 12-point deficit. Workington were the winners up there a couple of weeks ago, and a chance for the Pirates to put that right tonight and go for that aggregate bonus point.
Yeah, that's the plan. We need to get that back. A little payback time tonight, and hopefully we win by 20 or something. That's the plan.
Busy week as well because another away trip coming up at the weekend up to Redcar, so lots of points on offer for the Pirates.
Yeah, it's always good to get busy. You need to be racing your bike 2 times a week, I think, to be race fit. So that's what all the boys want, 2 meetings a week at least. So we get that this week, so happy days.
Good. Thanks for your time, Tobias, and go well tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Back in pit lane, we're joined by Tate Zischke. Tate, we thought we were going to see you riding tonight, but things have happened over the last 24 hours. Just fill us in on what's your circumstance.
Yeah, so I didn't have a crash in Poland. I've just come up against the fence on the second last lap of my last ride, and the dirt on the fence, right in the corner of the fence, pulled my toe under my right foot peg, and I've ridden over my foot and sort of bent it the wrong way. And yeah, it was all right last night. I thought I'd be right for today. I was hoping it would wake up in the morning and feel alright, but it's just worse this morning. So yeah, I had to make the call and a bit of ice and raise it and do a bit of physio, and hopefully we'll be right for the next one.
Yes, you've got a weekend meeting I think coming up, so it'd be good to get that back into the swing of it for there. But I've got to say that Workington have really hit the ground running, haven't they, since the return after that delayed imposed delay couple of weeks ago, and the team are going really well.
Yeah, that's right. I think all the boys, we were so hungry to get back at it, and I think that maybe the 3 weeks have done us good. We haven't had much riding. I've been pretty busy, but the other boys haven't been riding at all, so I think they were really hungry to get back into it, and we've had a good start to the season, and hopefully we keep that form up.
Yes, a new squad really up there at Workington this year, and they seem to have gelled together quite well in those first few meetings. Yourself riding sort of Premiership, Championship and out in Poland has kept you fit, kept you going, but I guess you'd have been much preferred to be back in the UK and riding regularly.
Yeah, that's right. I had a bit of a slow, busy start, but not sort of the form that I was looking for. But the last 6 or so meetings, I've starting to feel back to my old self, and yeah, I was really excited for tonight to come back here and get a bit of redemption on myself. And yeah, I didn't go too good here last time, but yeah, I was looking forward to it. But now I've got to wait a bit longer to come here again.
Well, you certainly put the Pirates to the sword up there in Cumbria at the start of your return, and yourself in great form there. Build up a 12-point lead, and that's what the Comets have got to defend this evening. That's
right. It's going to be tough. Obviously, we all know Poole's really good at home here, and yeah, it was a good meeting, that last one against Poole at home, and I think we started with 3-5-1s, and I think that really got us in the mood, and we knew we could do it. So yeah, hopefully we could get another good start tonight and do our best, but it's definitely going to be tough.
Well, it's good to see you, Chipper. Sorry that you're not out on track tonight, because we were all looking forward to seeing you have a blast around Wimborne Road, but I hope that recovery goes well and you're okay for the weekend. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
So here come your rider lineups for tonight's meeting. We'll start with the Workington Comets. At number 1, Troy Batchelor, the captain. At number 2 is Fraser BOWES. Number 3, we're operating rider replacement for the injured Tate Zischke. At number 4 is Jye Etheridge. At number 5 is Antti VUOLAS. At number 6 is Jacob Hook. And number 7, former pirate Vinnie FOORD. And the team manager tonight, James DENHAM. We move over to the Pirates side, and at number 1 is Richard Lawson. Number 2, Tobias THOMSEN. At number 3 is Lewis Kerr. Number 4, the captain, Zach Cook. At number 5 is Anders Rowe. Number 6, Paul Starke. And number 7, William Cairns. And as always at Poole, the ever-present team manager, Neil MIDDLEDITCH. Yeah, welcome to Wimborne Road. We are now live here. And as you can see, it's been a little bit sunny here this afternoon, so lots of water was put down, and we've had 2 quick sort of 10-minute showers here since 4 o'clock. The last one being around at 6 o'clock, so there's some remnants of water still on the track, but everything looks good to go from here in my commentary position. I haven't heard that there's been any problems with the riders on their track walk, so we're all good to go. The fans are in. We'd like to welcome the Workington Comets fans to Pirates TV if you are watching with us. We're now heading over to the pits where we've got our new young Roman reporter, Beth.
We are over on the Workington side. Of course, we were having a little bit of a chat about Tate Zischke not being able to take his rides tonight. He's just got a little bit of an injury. We did hear him talk slightly earlier on. But, of course, there is a score to settle tonight. We are racing for the normal point, but there's the aggregate point to talk about. Poole, when they were away at Workington, did lose by 12 points. We're going to have to see if they can overturn that. Is Tate's injury going to be able to help them out, or are Workington going to be able to use that rider replacement? I've been having a look around. They've been working on their bikes as best as they possibly can, so they are all ready to go. No doubt they'll be coming in on full throttle. Let's have a look over on the Pirates side. Of course, as I said, they're going to be wanting to get a really strong start straight away over here. The last couple of weeks, taken them a couple of heats to be able to get going. They'll be wanting to turn that trend around tonight and hopefully get some strong starts in those first few heats. Looking around, of course, Midlow is making sure everyone is nice and sorted. Just looking at Richard Lawson's bikes. Coming over, of course, to Tobias THOMSEN, our very own donut king. He'll be looking to make a good few donuts tonight. We'll have to see, can he do a donut after Heat 1? We'll have to wait and see how that is going to go, but I'm sure he'll be hoping that that is the case. Coming across a very often guest that we have over in the pits is former Pirates captain Ben Kirk. He's just talking to Louis Kerr over here. We've got Zach as well, just peeking out behind him. Ben's always around. It's really nice looking in throughout the meetings, Ben is always helping out. He's still kind of taking on that captain role with Zach a little bit. It's always nice to have an extra set of hands when everyone is busy. We saw that, of course, last week. Everyone was really busy getting everything sorted. Paul Starke, he'll be hoping to get a few more points on the board tonight. Hasn't always had the easiest time, but I'm sure he'll be looking to turn that around. He's been doing a lot of work on his bikes. And, of course, our young star, Will Cairns, coming in at number 7. One of the interesting things here is going to be seeing, of course, Will go against Workington's number 7, Vinnie FOORD. Now, of course, we had Vinnie during the second half of last season and very quickly became a crowd favourite. It's going to be interesting seeing Will go up against Vinnie in that Heat 2. Up at Workington, Vinnie, of course, did take that win over Will. Can he turn that around on his home soil, or is Vinnie still going to know his way around here pretty comfortably? We're going to have a look at that. Now, I am seeing the bikes are starting to go out. We're just a few minutes off from the starting parade, so everyone is getting ready, hopefully having a little bit of a relax before we get into too much chaos of the evening. Of course, once the race night starts, it's very busy for these guys. If they are not on the track, they are making sure that their bikes are ready to go, that they're ready to go. They're having a watch of every race to make sure that they all know as a team what is going to be the best way for them to go. Having a bit of a look at Richard Lawson's bikes. Once again, he's got them all set up. He's ready. He's just been going to get changed very quickly. But it is looking like we are all about to get started and get ready for the parade. Of course, team manager Midlow's here, ignoring the camera like a pro. Keep smiling. You could give us a dance. Are you ready? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And Workington, just before they go out, of course, having a very quick team meeting. This is a big meeting. They are here to prove a point. Are they just going to win at home, or are they going to beat the Pirates on home soil? We will have to wait and see. As these guys get ready for the parade, I'm going to throw it back up to Rob and Scott to take you through, and I will see you in a track grade.
Thanks, Beth. Lovely work there, as always. Going through the pits before we start. I'm really interested to see how this affects the team, because Tate had just been kind of starting to hit a bit of form, hadn't he, Rob? And he's going to be a big miss, surely, for the Comets tonight.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a huge miss for the Comets, and I'm disappointed, Scotty, as well, because, as you say, he's hit a good vein of form in the UK at the moment, and it would have been good to see him here at Wimborne Road. He did come here once last year with the Comets, and I think he scored 5 points, but he was quite complimentary about Wimborne Road after the meeting, and I think he was looking forward to coming and really giving it a good go today, as we've heard in his pre-match interview. But it's not to be. It throws the emphasis onto the other 6 Comets, and they have to shoulder the mantle of retaining that 12-point advantage from the first leg. So here we go. Riders on parade, Comets first, and we'll be passing over to our centre green announcer Lee Tyers, who'll do the introductions for you very shortly.
Generous round of applause from the Pirates fans here for the Comets.
And the Pirates are back on deck tonight, and they'll be looking to cement their position at the top of the championship table. Wimborne Road, give it up for the Poole Wessex Marine Pirates!
You can see Midlow there bringing out 2 future Pirates on parade, and we'll arrange for those 2 youngsters to be introduced to you by Lee in a few minutes' time.
Pirates in place, and of course, as we mentioned earlier, Pirates lost 51-39 to Workington on the 12th of July up there at home at Workington, and they're going to be looking to make a straight back today and get that elusive bonus point. So let's meet the teams. First of all, it is the Workington GT Tyres Comets. Riding at number 7, someone very familiar to the Wimborne Road faithful, Vinnie FOORD. Number 6 for the Comets, Jacob Hook. Number 5, Antti VUOLAS. Number 4, Jye Etheridge. Rider replacement in operation for Tate Zischke this evening, so moving to number 2, Fraser BOWES. And number 1, the captain of the Workington Comets, Batchelor. As we move to this side of the track, let's hear it. They've got a big task ahead of them tonight. Let's give a big warm welcome for the Poole Wessex Marine Pirates. Let's keep that energy going. Number 7, Will Cairns. Riding number 6, Poole Starke. Number 5, last week's man of the match, Rowe. Captain of the ship, number 4, Kerr. Number 3 for the Pirates, Kerr. Number 2, Mr. Donut King, Tobias THOMSEN. And number 1, of course, the Rocket Man, Lawson. And just before we do the coin toss, we do have a couple of extras here with Midlow. Of course, we all remember Darcy Ward and the impact he had on the Poole Pirates team in the world of Speedway. We have 2 of the next generation of Wards with us. We've got Charlie and Emily with us. Say hello to everyone. Give the crowd a wave. That's all for you guys. So they're going to be making sure that everyone rides with that same Darcy Ward style all night. It's going to be fantastic. You're a co-team manager with Midlow tonight, all right? Fantastic, there we go. Nice one. Right, let's go to the coin toss. Tails for Workington, and it is tails, and we're going to go for 1 and 3 for Workington. We'll be back here very shortly with heat number 1.
So there we are. First thing to do is to fill in the correct column in your programme, and Troy Batchelor is the first guy to call correctly, and he will give the Comets 1 and 3 in heat number 1, which means the Pirates will take choice of gates when we get down to heat number 15. We'll just let the riders go out on their warm-up laps and come back to commentary once they've completed those warm-up laps.
Yeah, last chance for the lads to just check from their track walk. They'll have an idea of what setup they would have wanted this evening. They would have gone in and had some time to set the bikes up. You do feel for the guys in heat 1 because they generally have got to turn around and come straight back out. So no time for them to change too much with big changes like timings or jet-ins or gear-ins. They've pretty much got to go with their gut feeling on that track walk. It looks like most of the guys have had a little run round. And they're all heading back to the pits. Referee tonight, Chris Gay, he will put the 2 minutes on once everybody's back in and give them a little chance to refuel for our meeting this evening to get underway.
Just while we're waiting for
it's a 12-point deficit that the Pirates are chasing here this evening against the Comets. The bad news for the Comets fans is that on the 5 visits that Workington have been to Wimborne Road, they have yet to take home any points at all. So it's going to be a big ask for them, even with a 12-point lead, one would suggest.
Yeah, but we know not to count chickens in this sport. It's too easy to write off teams who are under strength, who suddenly find some resilience from other places and give the home side a shock in the process. Now, just looking back, one of the criticisms of the Pirates this year has been the fact that they've started slowly during the course of many of the meetings, and tonight, well, with an aggregate bonus point to work towards, they're going to have to be on the metal right from the off. And that man there, Richard Lawson in picture, just getting the goggles on for his first outing of the night. He's going to be a key component in that race for the aggregate point. And Tobias Thompson, he'll be his partner in heat number 1. Tobias will be taking gate number 2. Richard will be going from gate number 4. And there's the Nicky Pedersen style blower cooling Tomo down.
I have to say it's nice to be back, Rob. I did miss last week. I do apologise leaving you as the Lone Ranger in the commentary box. I took a reserve booking when we didn't have a meeting on that night and at the start of the year, and unfortunately meetings got moved around, so I missed it. But back and looking forward to it this week. I feel like I've been away for weeks.
Well, we missed you, Scotty. It's a little bit unusual to be sitting in this box on my own, trying to call the races and fill a programme in at the same time. Could have done with another set of hands, really, but we got there in the end, and with the help of our production boss man down in the dungeon, we got all the results up on the screen, and I don't think we missed out on anything at all. So we're ready to go then with race number 1 here, Capital Direct Championship, Poole and Workington, the Wessex Marine Pirates and the GT Tyres Comets going for it, and 1:20 on the countdown clock for the 4 riders here in heat number 1.
Just waiting for Batch to come from the pits. Here he comes. He's now out on track. The pit gate is shut. And we are almost ready to go here at Wimborne Road with the heat number 1. Heat number 1 on the sponsored by KD Wardrobes. In gate 1 in yellow is Fraser BOWES for the Comets. In gate 2 in blue is Tobias Thompson for the Pirates. In gate 3 in white, the captain of the Comets, Troy Batchelor. And in gate 4 in red, Richard Lawson for the Pirates. And I do have to say, as our referee, Chris Gay, on the evening, he will be orchestrator for the evening. I feel that Troy Batchelor has got to have the biggest of nights tonight to lead his team if they were going to leave Wimborne Road with any points. Here we go, heat 1 is up and away. Fraser BOWES has got a beauty up the inside. Lawson's managed to get over the top and round the outside. It's Tobias Thompson in third, but Fraser BOWES goes under Richard Lawson. Lawson's out in the deep stuff, really pulling hard, but it's good stuff from Fraser BOWES.
Great start from BOWES, and he's put Lawson in a real predicament here with Thompson alongside him, Troy Batchelor out the back, but the young man from Australia, Dad's here tonight, Shane BOWES supporting his son, and the lad's doing a great job. first season in British Speedway, and he's leading Lawson by 3 bike lengths down the back straight. Track a little tricky in the first couple of laps, but Lawson now looking to close the gap on Fraser BOWES. But BOWES looks like he's got it well covered. Lawson on the inside, and we're just heading for the last half lap.
Yeah, Lawson having a little dig at Fraser BOWES there. As BOWES drifted too wide, Lawson comes up the Hague Avenue, but it's yellow, red, blue and white as they go over the line.
Fraser BOWES showing that it is not going to all be the Pirates' way.
Nice start from Fraser BOWES off gate number 1. And although Richard Lawson tried to force him in the first corner, it was to no avail. And the young man from Australia, on his first visit to Wimborne Road, records a super race win. Let's call on the official race result in heat number 1.
Yeah, the winner was the rider in yellow for the Workington Comets, Fraser BOWES. He picked up the 3 points. In second in red was Richard Lawson for the Pirates. In third in blue was Tobias THOMSEN. And at the back was Troy Batchelor in white, the captain of the Comets. So the Heat 1 result was a 3-all heat score. So making the match score 3 to the Pirates, 3 to the Comets after 1 heat.
Running for heat number 2. That gives us in red for the Pirates, Poole Starke going off.
Comets retaining their 12-point advantage. They'll be very happy, I should think, with that one as the first race completes. So it's on to the reserves now, and heat number 2. And we've got 3 riders up on the line. We're just waiting for Vinnie FOORD to appear from pit lane. And he's got less than 1 minute 15 to get round to the starting gate.
So here we go then, the riders for heat 2. Sponsored by Compact Lifting Services. In gate 1 is Poole Starke in red for the Pirates. In gate 2 in white for the Comets, Jacob Hook. In gate 3 in blue for the Pirates is William Cairns. And in gate 4 in yellow, he needs no introduction, the former Pirate from 2024, Vinnie FOORD, now with the Comets.
Yeah, interesting race. This could be a pointer to how the thing progresses during the course of the evening. As we say so often, reserves are critical in the destination of results, and this is a race where the Comets may be looking to impose their authority over the experienced Starke and the young gun Cairns.
Up we go, and away go the Tate. And it looks to be the Comets that are out there. Vinnie FOORD right round the outside, 3 abreast, ran out of space. So it's the rider in white, Jacob Hook, he's out front, being chased by Poole Starke in red.
Good start from Hook there off of gate number 2. Vinnie FOORD completely filled in at the back during the first corners, and I think Vinnie FOORD is actually stopping, but we'll carry on and see what happens with Jacob Hook riding it nicely out front for the Comets to give them their potentially second race win of the night. He's got 6 or 7 bike lengths in front of Poole Starke now. William Cairns is a safe third place. Vinnie FOORD going again at the back, but far too much to do. Just a lap to go.
Yeah, so as we go into down the back straight, Jacob Hook who leads it in white for the Comets. Second is Poole Starke, and third is William Cairns. It's white, red, blue and yellow as they come over the line.
Heat number 2 and another Workington victory there. Jacob Hook leading.
Yeah, there's Jacob Hook on screen there, doing a great job for his side. He could be influential from the reserve berth tonight, and he'll be very, very happy with his return there. Settling nicely there at Comet Country and producing just what he required from the reserve there in white helmet heat number 2. Vinnie FOORD unfortunately tailed away at the back. The Pirates pack into the middle positions, and the official result is going to look something like this, which we'll bring up on screen now.
Yeah, the official result of heat number 2. It's a win for Jacob Hook in white for the Comets. In second in red was Poole Starke for the Pirates. In third, William Cairns in blue for the Pirates, and in fourth, Vinnie FOORD at the back in yellow. It's a 3-all. Heat score is the result of race 2. So after 2 heats, the match score, 6 to the Pirates and 6 to the Comets.
Heat number 3, sponsored by Wise Technology.
Comets retain their overall 12-point advantage. I'm sure they're very happy with that as we head on into heat number 3. The engine room of the teams on both sides, of course, and we just wait for news on who's going to be taking the rider replacement outing for Tate Zischke.
Replacement here, Fraser BOWES. And in yellow for the Comets, Jye Etheridge.
So here we go.
For heat number 3.
We are on heat 3, and in gate 1 is Fraser BOWES in white as a reserve replacement for the Comets. In gate 2 in blue, Zach Cook for the Pirates. In gate 3 in yellow, Jye Etheridge for the Comets. And in gate 4 in red is Louis Kerr for the Pirates.
Fraser BOWES takes up gate 1 for the second time in 3 races. He shot away in heat number 1 to record a super win, and he's got that favoured box this time round, heat number 3. What can the Pirates do to haul in that young man? He's made an impressive debut here at Wimborne Road. Just wait for the riders to settle into place. There's 40 seconds and less now on the countdown clock. Jye Etheridge just asking for the green light to be shown, and that takes place. So riders are rolling up into position, ready to go racing in heat number 3.
Takes her up on heat 3 and away they go. And it's a good one from Louis Kerr on the outside. He gets over the 2 Comets. It's Zach Cook at the back. So can Louis Kerr hold off Fraser BOWES? Fraser BOWES looked really quick at his first outing. He'd have made some few changes. He's staying there with Kerr.
Kerr fast out of the gate from position number 4 to hit the front, and he's got fresh air in his nostrils now, and he's heading home the 2 Comets in white and yellow, with BOWES leading out from Jye Etheridge and Pirate skipper Zach Cook looking a little bit lost at the back there in the blue helmet colour. So it's down to the skipper to try and pull the points in for the Pirates, and he's closing on Etheridge, but I don't think he's quite got enough as we go to the last lap.
Yeah, it's still Louis Kerr out front for the Pirates in red. Zach Cook having one big go around the outside, but he doesn't make it. It's red, white, yellow and blue as they cross the line.
Their first victory of the night with Louis Kerr crossing the line in front. It's great to see the first Pirates victory of the night. Let's get some more.
Louis Kerr coming round to take the applause of the home fans here in the main grandstand at Wimborne Road. And it was a good start coming out of gate number 4. He managed to get across the other riders in the field, and he had the prime position to take the race away to the checkered flag after a good gate and first lap. He heads back to the pits, and as he does so, we can bring you the official result.
So here's the official result of heat number 3. It's a win for Louis Kerr in red for the Pirates. The Pirates' first win this evening. A good second place for Fraser BOWES in white for the Workington Comets. In third, Jye Etheridge in yellow for the Comets. And at the back, the Poole captain in blue was Zach Cook. So 3 heats, 3 all was the heat score of heat 3. A match score after 3 heats, 9 to the Pirates, 9 to the Comets. Early doors, the Comets are holding on to that 12-point lead.
Yeah, that shower of rain that we had at about 6 o'clock this evening has obviously done something to the track, and it's a little bit slippy in places, as you can probably see there, and round bend number 1 in particular it's a bit on the damp side, but getting across from the outside gate in the last race, go running through it, Louis Kerr didn't have any major problems, so let's hope that that smooths itself out as the race goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the track's going to come to us after a couple of heats, a bit more movement of the shell and a track grade, usually after heat 4, will help us out. But here we go. Here are the runners and riders for heat 4. This heat sponsored by Top Class Consultancy. In gate number 1 is Vinnie FOORD in yellow for the Workington Comets. In gate 2 in blue is Will Cairns for the Pirates. In gate 3 in white is Antti VUOLAS for the Comets. The first time we've seen him tonight. And in red on the outside, it's the Pirates rider, Anders Rowe. So it's the old pool number 7 riding the new pool number 7. They're together on the inside gate. An absolute stormer from Anders Rowe on the outside, and Will Cairns has got it penned on the inside, and he's taking care of Vinnie FOORD around the first lap. Can he hold on to it? FOORD is all over him like a rat.
Cairns looking over the wrong shoulder there for FOORD. He looked inside and he's on his outside, or vice versa. Up front, it's no problem at the moment for Anders Rowe. Will Cairns holding off the battling Vinnie FOORD with Antti VUOLAS a long way adrift. Vinnie FOORD almost doing a 180 there, but he finds enough drive to get back into a straight line and puts more pressure on Will Cairns. Cairns just dropping it down low. FOORD not giving up. We knew he wouldn't.
Yeah, just coming up at turn 4, Will Cairns managed to get a face load into Vinnie FOORD. Had to take a tear off. And that's set him backwards a little. But out front is Anders Rowe. And it looks like a 5-1 to the Pirates as they come over the line. Red, blue, yellow and white.
Big 5-1 for the Pirates there with Anders Rowe and Will Cairns. And they're going to be coming around Wimborne Road. Show your appreciation.
Here comes the Pirates 5-1 boys from heat 4.
Here they come, Wimborne Road, Anders Rowe and Will Cairns.
Big appreciation from the crowd here on the start straight at Wimborne Road.
Good work from the Pirates there. Very interesting first corner. Let's hope we can get a replay of that to show you, because all sorts of action there between Will Cairns and Vinnie FOORD. But first, oh, here we go, rerun. Let's see what happens as they go to the first corner.
Yeah, we know what Vinnie's like. He likes to ride up close and personal. Rubbing his racing for Vinnie. And Will Cairns just managed to close the door on him, and there was not an inch that he could get by on that inside. It was a good first lap for Cairns, but Vinnie was all over him and looked a little quicker. Right until that moment on turn 4 where he got a little bit filled in, had to go for a tear off, dropped a couple of bike lengths back and then didn't quite get alongside Cairns again.
Yeah, hats off to both of those boys. Some super racing there. A little bit harem-scarum, but all good stuff for the fans in the grandstand.
Here's your official result of heat 4. It was a win for Anders Rowe in red. He picked up the 3 points. Second in blue, William Cairns, his team partner, picks up a couple. Third in yellow was Vinnie FOORD. In the back was Antti VUOLAS in white. The heat result was a 5-1 heat score in the favour of the Pirates, taking the match score after 4 heats. 14 to the Pirates, 10 to the Comets. As you can see, after 4 heats, we're on a track grade.
Happy birthday for tomorrow, the 24th, from his mum and family. So that's the NID corner. Give them a cheer. There you go.
You can see the material being brought back in from out wide by our tractor driver.
And you'll be pleased to know the tractor's gone off. There's no more farming talk for the moment, and we're going to have some real speedway talk with the riders coming out for heat number 5, and Pirates narrowing the gap there. It's 8 points overall now in favour of the Comets, and a chance for the Pirates to perhaps bite into that 8-point deficit that they're carrying at the moment when we look at the lineup for this one.
Yeah, well, we're reviewing the gate stats just in the bottom corner there at home. You'll see the 1 win off of gate 1, 1 win off of gate 2, and 2 wins off of gate 4. 4 looks pretty grippy tonight, right the way to the first turn. And a couple of wins from there, not usual here at Wimborne Road. So here we go then. Here's your runners and riders for heat 5. Sponsored by Trethowens, our friendly solicitors. Gate 1 in red, we have Louis Kerr. He won first time out for the Pirates. In gate 2 in yellow is Fraser BOWES. He's already been out twice, a first and a second for him. In third in blue is Zach Cook, the Pirates captain. And in gate 4 in white is Troy Batchelor for the Comets.
Yeah, Troy with the gate 4 position. He'll be looking for something better than his opening ride here. He's in what appears to be the pole position at the moment. Let's see what happens when we go racing in heat number 5.
Tates are up, and it looks like Batch has got a good one on the outside. So is Louis Kerr on the inside. He goes from the inside to the outside. Lets his partner in the form of Zach Cook in blue up the inside. And it looks like the Pirates are away for another 5-1.
Yeah, another interesting first corner there, and it worked in favour of the Pirates. We've lost the rider in yellow, Fraser BOWES, at the back with a mechanical problem, but it's Luke Kerr and Zach Cook out front for the Pirates, leading the way in front of Troy Batchelor. And as you can see, there's Fraser BOWES holed up on the centre green at the moment. Looks like Troy Batchelor may be going the same way. Let's see what happens as they come over the line. It's red-blue, and Troy is coasting round. I've got to say, he's a quarter of a lap behind and getting further behind as well. So here we come over the finish line.
Yes, red, blue and white as we come over the line. It's a 5-1 in the favour of the Pirates. Back-to-back 5-1s in 2 heats, really turning this meeting on its head.
And Fraser BOWES' problem there appears to be that he lost his steel shoe halfway through the heat, so perhaps not mechanical, more equipment failure. Home fans are up again because the Pirate juggernaut has started to rumble into action with 2 consecutive 5-1 heat advantages, and it's looking a little bit ominous now for the Comets. Riders return to pits, and the official result comes your way in a moment or two's time.
So the official result of heat number 5, it's a win for Louis Kerr, his second of the evening in red. In second place, Zach Cook in blue for the Pirates. In third in yellow, Troy Batchelor. And failing to finish in yellow is Fraser BOWES. So the heat result of heat 5 was a 5-1 heat advantage to the Pirates. And the score after 5 heats is a 19 to the Pirates, 11 to the Comets, and on aggregate 58 to the Pirates, 62 to the Comets. So the Comets now only have a 4-point lead on aggregate.
Number 6, it's the Rocket Man, Richard Lawson. In blue for the Pirates, Tobias THOMSEN.
So an interesting heat number 6 coming up now with Antti VUOLAS, the Iceman, who didn't actually score anything out of his first ride. In fact, he melted more than anything else there. He's got fast starting Richard Lawson rubbing elbows with him off of gate number 2.
So heat number 6, sponsored by Pirate Cast. In gate 1 in white is Antti VUOLAS for the Comets. Gate 2 in red is Richard Lawson for the Pirates. In gate 3 in yellow, Jacob Hook for the Comets. And in gate 4 in blue is Tobias Thomsen for the Pirates. Jacob Hook, you have to say, in yellow went really well in heat 2. Richard Lawson was caught out a little in heat 1 on the track conditions. He doesn't usually let heat 1 get away from him unless it's Tobias Thomsen in front of him here at Wimborne Road. So as our start clock goes under 20 seconds, up go the Tates and away we go. Tobias has made a good one round the outside. Lawson's made a good one up the inside. And Tobias and Lawson have collided with each other. It looked like Thomsen got a bit of grip and just went straight on into Lawson. I'm not sure where we go with that. Obviously we don't show any replays here on Pirates TV until the riders are declared okay.
So it looks as if both riders are actually up on their feet, although Tobias Thomsen is just doing his Lindy Hop impressions at the moment. Richard Lawson also up there, and they're just sorting themselves out. Here we go, let's see what happened. We're watching the rider in blue in particular. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So Tobias there picking up some unwanted drive, throw him into the rear end of Richard Lawson's machine, and then there was a tangle of bodies and bikes, and fortunately everybody appears to have managed to come out of that one fairly unscathed. So, as confirmed, the referee deems the rider in blue to be the cause of the stoppage. A rerun with 3 riders only, and Tobias Thomsen has to sit this one out.
Yeah, we're looking at trying. I don't know what's going on there. Is that Lawson's bike? Are they trying to put the back wheel back in? Obviously, he's the lone pirate in this heat.
I think they may well be looking to bring the tractor out and maybe smooth off the area that Thomsen caught mid-track between heats, between bends 1 and 2.
Basically straightened him up, didn't it? He got a lot of grip. It straightened him up and sort of put him in a sort of a beeline to sort of T-bone the back end of Richard Lawson's machine, and it looked like Richard Lawson maybe had a piece of Tobias in under the back mudguard between the wheel, and it's sort of like he had a handbrake, wasn't it? It sort of turned to him, and yeah, it's one of those. It's one you don't see very often.
No, but we've talked about it before, Scotty, but there's the reaction time to do anything about that sort of thing. Certainly when you're driving forward at full revs is negligible. It's almost nil, and to get out of that situation unscathed, I think we've got to count ourselves very lucky on both sides.
Yeah, it looks like there's a broken mudguard there, I think, looking at Lawson's bike on the way in, so that would indicate that a leg or a foot or something got hooked in and sucked in up underneath, and yeah, you wouldn't want to do that, would you?
No, and that was one of the regulations that was changed 5 or 6 years ago, where they reduced the height that a mudguard could rise above the level of the back tyre. Before, it was always possible to get an arm or a leg caught between the tyre and the mudguard, and to try and reduce those possibilities, the height between the tyre and the mudguard was reduced in the regulations. So hopefully that may have saved a little bit of damage there for the 2 pirate riders. who were involved in that incident.
Opportunity to head down to the fourth bend to the Pirates store. Lots of great merchandise in there, along with the team shirts, which I'm modelling for you on the centre green as we speak. Lots of other stuff like hats, obviously the jackets. It's going to start getting cold down here soon, guys.
Yeah, so you're getting most of your pictures today from the main stand. Unfortunately, we do seem to have an issue between our roaming camera and our signalling equipment over here in the main stand, so we're having a slight technical issue, so we don't have too many roaming shots for you from the roaming cam tonight, so we do apologise for that. It will just be the static cams we have on offer for you, but a little unfortunate, but can't beat live TV or live streaming coverage. We will do our very best to continue to bring you the best pictures we've got.
We most certainly will. Unfortunately, those of you who've tuned in to see the charming Beth do her pit interviews may be a little bit disappointed this evening, although our technical guys are working on it at the moment to see if they can restore the pit cam pictures for us. So the tractor is out and looks like it's trying to just smooth out that area around the first and second bends that caught Tobias Thompson out there. Just looking at the championship as it stands at the moment, Scotty, Pirates did themselves a world of good with the Scunthorpe win on Friday night, and I don't think many people were expecting it to be the 10-point advantage that it turned out to be. But you've got to say that Scunthorpe track does offer up some fantastic racing, and every time I've watched meetings there or watched meetings from there, then it's well, great stuff all the time. Great stuff all the time. Congratulations to all the people up there in Scunthorpe who get that track into such good racing condition.
Yeah, very much so. It's I've watched a few meetings from up there on their live stream. It's something we get a chance to do when we're home sometimes, or when BSN travel up there. It's really good to see, and it's a really nice racing track. So sometimes a nice racing track like that can be an unfair advantage for the away riders, but a good race track is what you want to see.
Of course, the other little bit of championship news this week, apart from Scott Nichols, of course, going over to Plymouth, is the fact that Berwick have made a signing to replace Daniel Hume, and they've taken Jonas Jeppesen, who's currently premiershipping it with Birmingham. They've taken Jonas into their side, and it'll be interesting to see how he fares around Berwick. Big, wide, racy track, bit narrow down the straights, of course, because it's around a football pitch, but a track which, with his continental experience, could be able to pay dividends for the Bandits if they can put a little run together. And in fact, when you look at it, there are one or two teams who could still upset the apple cart. Redcar low in the table, but low on meetings as well. Pirates there, of course, on Friday night, and my understanding is that Pirates will be without Anders Rowe for that meeting. He's required in Poland for a fixture, but so will Redcar be depleted, because with Eric Riss still on the sidelines, they'll need a guest, and I think that's provisionally booked for Tate Zischke. Let's go back to Beth in the pits. I think we've recovered our transmission lines.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we are back working. Hopefully everything should be smooth sailing for us for now. We've just been having a look over at Richard's bike. Of course, there's a lot of work going on here. Not a nice crash to see, but luckily both of the guys have walked away. They do seem all right. We're just having a look. They've been doing a lot of work, absolutely taking apart Richard's bike. Most of it back.
Looks like we kind of lost transmission at Beth again, but we will continue to try and get that sorted for you. So
lots of work there on Tobias Thompson's bike as well, and just Just as we cut away there from Tobias, you could see that the flurry of activity that was taking place to try and get him back into racing shape. Good to see that there's no injuries to either of the guys who were involved in that
tumble. Yeah, well, Tobias is back out in Heat 8, isn't he? So he's only got the couple of heats to get his bike sorted as well. But I mean, looking at it, I think more damage looked to be done to Lawson's bike, who is obviously out in the next heat. We're going to head back to the pits again and see if our equipment is back up and running.
What a show that we are live. Okay, we're just having a look at Tobias's bike, of course, having a little bit of work done here as well. We have seen, of course, that wasn't a particularly pleasant crash for either of the bikes. Rich has had a lot of work done, but we're still working on Tobias's back wheel as well. Everyone's getting ready. Rich is getting ready to go back out, so it looks like he is all right and good to go once again. If anyone can shake it off, we know that it is Richard Lawson. No doubt he'll be all right. Let's have a quick look over on the Workington side. Of course, hopefully a little bit quieter for them just whilst we get the guys' bikes sorted out and get them a quick check over. And as quickly as I am with you, we are back out on track. The 2 minutes is back on. So, Rob Scott, it's back over to you.
Thanks, Beth. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, I noticed there while you were having a chat that Lawson's mudguard was out of his spare bike and on his main bike. So Lawson's going to have to be careful now for the rest of the evening, because it looks like most of the spare bike has been stripped. So whether there will be a chance for his mechanic to try and get the spare bike in action just in case, I don't know. But it looks like he's also got a new back wheel in. It's a clean back wheel in that bike as well, so maybe that's off the spare as well. So here we go. It's the rerun of Heat 6, sponsored by Pirate Cast. On the inside, Antti VUOLAS in white for the Comets. In gate 2, the sole rider is Richard Lawson for the Pirates in red. In gate 3, in yellow, is Jacob Hook for the Comets. And obviously no rider in gate 4, because Tobias Thompson excluded in blue for being the cause of the stoppage. As you saw, the tractor out, removing a bit of the track, taking it back out to the boards while we were waiting for Lawson's bike to be made ready. Jacob Hook's in there ready to go. He was the winner of Heat 2, your rider in yellow for the Comets. And up and away we go. And now we'd have another stoppage. Going into turn 1, seemed to be a coming together between Lawson and Hook. We got Hook down on the fence now. Lots of action here on turn 1 this evening. Are we ever going to get Heat 6 done, Rob?
Well, we will do eventually, I think, but our thoughts at the moment with Jacob Hook, who is down on his haunches by the airbag on bend number 1. We can take a look in replay here. Off we go. Antti VUOLAS made a pretty good start. And Richard Lawson there running a little bit wide, and it collected Jacob Hook as they went round bends 1 and 2. So there we go. That's the way that one looked. Scotty, should we be controversial and say maybe Richard was at fault there, or was that an all for all three?
Oh, I think it's good old-fashioned first bend bunching for me. I think it's two people going for the same bit of track at the same time. I'm not sure how the referee sees it.
Yes.
The referee sees all three back in, and I'm sure there'll be some Comets fans watching on Pirates TV tonight feeling they've been done maybe a little injustice.
Yeah, it wasn't a pretty run to the first corner there by any stretch of the imagination. Referee deems 3 to come back for a restart. Jacob Hook now up on his feet and walking back to the pits, so that's good to see. And no doubt he'll need a few minutes just to compose himself and for his pit crew to put the bike back into racing order. Young Jacob there, who's done well, having moved up to Workington over the winter, and he's at reserve, probably a little bit out of position. He's second string material really, but whilst the Comets can use him down at reserve, then make hay while the sun shines, as they say. How's the one for you, Scotty? Make hay while the sun shines, Farmer Scott.
Yeah, absolutely one for me. But yeah, I'm just wondering whether all 3 just got there at the same time. Richard could see that maybe Antti VUOLAS on the inside was going to throw his bike sideways. There's the never in doubt corner down here at Wimborne Road. Those guys, you will see them travel the country with the Pirates. They do lots of travelling up and down, going to away tracks with some others. I think probably you see the biggest contingent of travelling fans is probably Poole maybe going to Plymouth and Oxford. They're the 2 closest clubs to us. And I've been to some of those away meetings and stood with our fans that travel.
I think we ought to mention the Comets fans here, Scotty, because I think because this meeting was rearranged, the Comets were planning on coming down and having a southern tour, but because the fixtures got moved around, it sort of put a spoke in their wheel, and I don't think they were able to do what they were hoping to do. So that was a bit of a disappointment, I'm sure. But to any Comets fans who were going to make that trip, well, your support would have been greatly appreciated, not only by your own side, but of course by the management here at Poole Stadium. So we wish them well on their future travels, and like the Pirates, we hope to see any visiting supporters here cheering their sides on.
Yeah, like the Southern Tour would usually take in sort of Poole and maybe Plymouth the night after, or Plymouth before Poole. And that's a sensible thing to do with the riders, sort of having to travel the miles so far down. So, and I know that we do that sometimes when we go up north, don't we, and try and fit 2 in on a Friday and a Saturday, or a Saturday and a Sunday. So sensibility there on the organising of fixtures. So here we go then, for the 3rd time of asking on Heat 6. Pirates Cast are your sponsors of Heat 6. They're getting their money's worth tonight. And in Gate 1 in white is Antti VUOLAS. Gate 2 in red is Richard Lawson for the Pirates. And in Gate 3, picking himself up off the floor in yellow for the Comets is Jacob Hook.
Boys are just a little bit reluctant to come to the tapes at the moment. There's still 25 seconds or so on the clock to go. But they're now there. They're rolling forward. Lawson there just finalising his prep, and they come up to the line.
And it looks like Lawson has made it. The red lights are on. And I think you saw, like we saw, I think Lawson had a bit of a jump there at the start. So I got a feeling he's now going to be on a warning.
Number 6 stopped.
Yeah, I agree with you, Scotty.
Start with a warning to the rider in red to remain stationary at the start.
Yeah, it's pretty clear there that Richard had a nibble. Didn't actually pay dividends in the first 10 or 15 metres, but by the time they got to the turn into the first corner, he'd made his way over the top of Antti VUOLAS. So a referee lets the race run for first couple of bends, but then pulls it back. Red lights on and a warning for Richard Lawson.
Yeah, here we see it. What's the rider in red? Just has a little nibble.
Not much, but enough.
No, from the front angle it didn't look as bad as it did from the side angle from where we're sat up here in our commentary box in the main stand.
And from where the referee was sitting, which is a little bit along from us, but not directly in line with the starting gate, it probably looked even worse.
Yeah, well, a few years ago the start line was moved back 6 metres here, wasn't it? So the referee's box now is sort of 6 metres in front of the start line where it originally was.
Also for the Comets, Jacob Hook, 3 riders only in heat number 6.
Here we go then, and let's hope we've got enough ink in our pens to get us through to heat number 15. Let's try heat number 6 again with those 3 protagonists out to do battle.
So here we go for the 4th time of asking. Here are your riders for heat 6. Gate 1, Antti VUOLAS in white for the Comets. Gate 2, Richard Lawson in red for the Pirates. And in gate 3 in yellow, Jacob Hook for the Comets. Lawson there gardening, doing a little bit of Alan Titchmarsh on a Sunday there, but on a Wednesday evening at Wimborne Road. Packing and compacting his start rut. His other light, he's got to keep his other eye on the countdown clock. Our start marshal keeping an eye on the countdown clock. Our usual start marshals not with us this evening. So we're on our reserve to the reserve because there's 2 of them missing. And away we go, and Lawson's made a clean start this time. Makes it in front of the 2 Comet riders. Jacob Hook had a little look up the inside on the pit turn there. But Lawson's now out front and he'll head for the hill.
Yeah, Lawson's away at the front this time round, and in all honesty, he shouldn't be troubled from there. Jacob Hook runs in 2nd place, Antti VUOLAS in 3rd.
I'm sure Jacob Hook will be looking on what lines Richard Lawson is riding to try and find his fastest way round here for the Comets, and Lawson's not dropping him in all fairness. Jacob Hook looking good here.
1 lap to go, and Lawson just tucks down to the inside line and looks over his shoulder. He's not got any problems. Off the final bend, we'll call them home. Red, yellow and white with a shared heat eventually in heat number 6. Lawson heads home, Hook heads home, VUOLAS for a 3-3 heat result.
And it's a Pirate victory for none other than Richard Lawson.
Lawson on screen took a bit of doing. We got there in the end, but that time round it was a nice clean getaway from position 2 and untroubled really at the front of the field. And he puts 3 points on the Pirate scoreboard and of course 3 on his own personal tally. We'll bring you the official result of this heat, heat number 6, any second now.
Yeah, so here we go, the official result of heat number 6. It's a win for Richard Lawson, the rider in red. 2nd was a good chasing Jacob Hook there in yellow. 3rd, Antti VUOLAS really hasn't found the setup yet in white for the Comets, and obviously excluded the rider in blue, Tobias THOMSEN. 3-all was the result of the heat 6, and on aggregate on the night it's 22 to the Pirates, 14 to the Comets, and it's 61 to the Pirates, 65 to the Comets on aggregate. The Pirates still 4 points in arrears on aggregate.
Time to allow for the rider in heat number 7. Rider replacement for Tate will be Jacob Hook. Jacob Hook
So I don't know if you caught that over the stadium PA, but heat number 7, there's a rider replacement outing needed for Tate Zischke, and it's going to be Jacob Hook. Jacob Hook will be riding in white in heat number 7 as a rider replacement. And there's Richard on screen. Had a lot of things to do, hasn't he, so far this evening, Richard? Didn't quite make it in heat number 1. Then several incidents in heat number 6 before eventually coming through and picking up the heat win.
Yeah, but if you were going to be a heat sponsor, what a heat sponsor to be. Heat number 6 getting 4 mentions. I'm sure Pirate Cast will be over the moon with that. I don't know if Ben's watching live, but yeah, 4 mentions for you, mate.
That's the headshot of Jye Etheridge there. You can see a splattering of shale over the front of his helmet, and a clean set of goggles in there with the tear-offs over the top to give extra clear visibility should he get splattered along the way around. Jacob Hook with his helmet half on, half off, just no doubt taking some fresh air after his outing in the last one. He's done well so far this evening. 5 points on the scoreboard, and useful points coming from reserve.
Yeah, hence his manager bringing him in for an extra ride at this point in the proceedings. He's riding well and looks one of the shining lights this evening for the Comets so far. I know we're only 6 heats in.
Extra time having been allowed. The 2-minute warning is now on for all 4 riders in heat number 7. Poole Starke is your rider on screen, heading towards the start gate. Second place, first time out behind Jacob Hook.
Riding in blue, gate number 3, Poole Starke. And for the Workington Comets in white.
Vastly experienced man, Starke. Of course, he was a former Workington Comet last year, so he'll know the Comets boys pretty well, I'm sure.
Heat number 7.
So here we go, the riders for heat 7, sponsored by Wessex Marine. In red in gate 1 is Anders Rowe, in gate 2 in white is Jacob Hook, in gate 3 in blue is Poole Starke for the Pirates, and in gate 4 in yellow, Jye Etheridge for the Comets. Jye Etheridge out there finding material to compact into his rut, getting some grip, filling the rut in so that it doesn't drag the exhaust and stop the forward propulsion of the motorcycle.
Tricky for riders like Jye Etheridge. They don't come here regularly, so finding a setup quickly is always difficult. Same, of course, with riders who don't turn up at tracks on a regular basis.
Takes her up and we're away, and it looks like the Comets guys out front. Poole Starke going around the outside, squeezed his way in. Anders Rowe at the back in red for the Pirates, he's got squeezed out, but it's the Comets now back at 1 and 2.
And it's working out beautifully this time round for the Comets, because the rider in yellow there, Jye Etheridge, talk about finding the setup. Well, he's got it spot on, hasn't he? He leads it out. Jacob Hook comes through to pass Poole Starke in 3rd place, and Anders Rowe is on the centre green with mechanical issues by the look of it. So Comets fighting back. Well done to them. Jye Etheridge, 1 lap to go. Jacob Hook following him. Poole Starke, no response to the Comets out front.
Yeah, it's Jye Etheridge out front. His partner Jacob Hook in 2nd place, picking up a couple of points. And this is a valuable 5-1 for the Comets. It's yellow, white and blue as they come over the line. I have to stay. The Pirates crowd stunned at that one.
Taking the checkered flag.
It's the Comets boys come round We'll get a ripple of applause from the crowd, I'm sure.
As they make their way round.
And they deserve it. Well done, the Comets. Yeah, now that one didn't really figure in any of our permutations, I don't think, Scotty. So well done to the Comets. They bring the deficit back down, or the Pirates deficit back down. And Scotty will give you the full result.
So here's the result of Heat 7. It was a win for Jye Etheridge in yellow for the Comets. Following him home, his partner in white, Jacob Hook. He picked up the couple of points to make up the maximum race score, 5-1 in the favour of the Comets. Poole Starke, he came home in third in blue for the Pirates. And Anders Rowe in red failed to finish. So it's a 5-1 heat advantage in the favour of the travelling club, the Comets. And this is how they did it. Collision there between the two riders on the inside. That seemed to put pay and cause a problem to Anders Rowe's machine. Starke got up the outside of Jacob Hook there and then drifted a little wide, and Jacob Hook came up the Harvey Avenue on turn 4, past Starke, and he was never passed again.
Let's give him a big hand. He's picked himself up from a nasty crash in his last heat.
Fraser BOWES on screen there, just digging his slot.
For the Pirates,
so here we go. Here are the riders for Heat 8. Sponsored by Bournemouth Betting Centre on Gate 1 on the inside in blue for the Pirates. William Cairns, Gate 2 in yellow for the Comets. Vinnie FOORD, Gate 3 in red for the Pirates. Tobias THOMSEN in Gate 4 in white. Fraser BOWES for the Comets. Gate 4 has been 3 winners from it, from our first 7 heats. So if Fraser BOWES has seen the gate stats, he will be over the moon at the moment to be off of Gate 4. As you can see, it's the most popular winning gate. And at the moment, Gate 3 seems to be a bit of a graveyard, with no heat wins from there. So our start marshal calls the riders into Tate's. And up goes the Tate, and away we go. And Gate 4 does look to have a good start. Everybody's got there together. But round the outside, Fraser BOWES comes on the inside. Will Cairns gets a big bit of drive. Here comes Vinnie FOORD at the back.
Wow. Big crash there, and Fraser BOWES at the front, being followed by Will Cairns, no problem at all. But it was Tobias THOMSEN and Vinnie FOORD coming together into turn number 1 there that has caused the problem. And again, we have riders down on the track prone, and not at all what we want to see.
No, nasty looking tumble. It's just out of my eye shot here in our commentary position going in to turn 1. So I kind of missed what happened.
Well, from my perspective, and this is only my perspective of course, it looked as if Vinnie FOORD had a lot of speed coming down the home straight, sufficient speed to get over in front of Tobias THOMSEN. That just unsettled THOMSEN, and THOMSEN ran hard into Vinnie FOORD. So, as I say, my perspective only. Hopefully we'll be able to pick it up on camera again when we know that the riders are okay. But I think that's certainly a heavy tumble for THOMSEN, and hopefully nothing too serious for either rider. We're not having the best of nights really, are we?
No, we sure aren't. Both riders still down on the floor, and that's the second time tonight in 3 heats that Tobias has bit the dirt.
Tobias Thompson, great to see him walk away from that one. Attention now to Vinnie FOORD, but it's still attending to him on the track.
Yeah, obviously feeling the effects of that one, and well, at least he's up and on his way back. Chris is on his way down to see.
I believe this is our referee is heading down to our producer to have a look at the incident again. We generally don't put a replay up until we know the other rider is okay. The referee has come to join. It's as you see Louis Kerr, Jye Etheridge wandering right from the incident. It is Vinnie FOORD who is still down on the track. There seems to be the ambulance heading out. We don't like to see this within Speedway. Seems like one of those incident-filled evenings, Rob, this evening, doesn't it?
Well, obviously, yes. Why is it like that? Well, the riders are going for it, aren't they? The Pirates know they've got to claw back a deficit. The Comets determined to cling on to the advantage that they worked so hard to get up there at Northside a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, two committed sides going at it, and unfortunately, this is the outcome.
Notified that the referee is still reviewing the footage just to make an official announcement on the outcome of heat number 8.
Yeah, so the referee is still reviewing the footage. And as soon as we know the outcome, of course, we will bring it to you. But our thoughts primarily at the moment with Vinnie FOORD, in the hope that that ambulance is only precautionary.
I'll reiterate once again, we won't be showing a replay until we know that Vinnie is okay.
Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Pirate last year, and obviously we never want to see a rider.
Well, that is good news, because Vinnie FOORD won't need a trip in the ambulance. He's up and walking back to the pit area with just a little bit of assistance. So that's a relief in many, many ways indeed. And of course, Vinnie FOORD, very popular still here at Poole Stadium, following his stint with the Pirates at the end of last year. So we allow the ambulance to clear the circuit, and we understand the referee is still at the monitors at the moment, checking out the racing incident, and we will bring you that outcome as soon as it's passed through to us. Plenty of sympathy for Vinnie as he goes back into the pits there. Hard to know what's hurting the most, isn't it?
Yeah, a really awkward looking incident. So here we go again. Here's the first lap, and
Fraser BOWES and Cairns close together, but that's not where the problem lies. It's with the red and yellow helmets, and as you can see, Vinnie FOORD with a lot of speed down the outside of the track, and unfortunately it just goes out of that shot. You can see Vinnie FOORD is over there and clear of Tobias, and Tobias, I think, takes a topple behind Vinnie FOORD. So that would be my interpretation of it. So we wait for the official decision.
yeah, it looks like Tobias picks up on some dirt once again, and the bike gets away from him. Vinnie's out in the dirt, really having a good run round the outside. I'm not sure that he expected.
So there, the official result has just been announced, and it is an exclusion for Tobias Thompson. So second to exclusion for Tobias this evening, and the door reopens for the Comets. So they've got another chance.
Yeah, second exclusion for Tobias Thompson this evening. The Dane not having a good evening. Some will say that Vinnie sort of locked up in front of him and gave him nowhere to go, but once you're in front, you've got the line. So
We do have an update on Oxford v Plymouth. The Oxford Cheetahs
we do have
are leading
Oxford v Plymouth tonight on at Sandy Lane. They're 11 heats in there by the sound of things. 38 to
28.
the Cheetahs, 28 to the Gladiators at Sandy Lane this evening.
And what do we think about that, with Scott Nicholls going back to Sandy Lane to bolster the Cheetahs, but to bolster the Gladiators?
And we've still got to ride them a couple of times this year, haven't we? So I think that makes a massive difference to the Gladiators.
Well, certainly down at the Coliseum, it's hard to imagine anybody being able to get over them down there. There'll be a good litmus test on Saturday, because the Gladiators are at home to Oxford on Saturday night, so it'll be interesting to see how that one works out, and what influence Scott will have on the Gladiators. Now, I think it may have been away from home that they were primarily looking to call on Scott's vast experience, but they slipped up at Glasgow on Friday night. They're on the slippery slope at Oxford this evening, so maybe not quite as good as they were hoping.
How do you feel about this man in shot, the Workington Comets guy? Here for the first time, Fraser BOWES. He's got a 5-point average. I was a little bit dubious about that when I first saw that, but I have to say I have been mighty impressed with him this evening.
Well, me too, Scotty, and I did have a chat with him before the meeting, and he's a very personable young man, and I think he's got a bright future. He was telling me about his efforts in Poland. He lives in Poland, he lives in Lublin, and comes over to the UK for his meetings and then goes back to Poland. He's riding there for Lublin in the Extra League from time to time. He also has under 24 rides, not for Lublin, but he's over in Poland the majority of the time, and he's learning his trade pretty quickly, and he's brought it to Wimborne Road this evening in abundance, so well done to him.
Yeah, for me, I think he's another Aussie off the production line that looks to be going to be here for a fair while, racing in the UK, and I have to say the Aussie Championships and things must be working great out there. So here we go. It's the riders and lineup for Heat 8, sponsored by Bournemouth Bedding Centre. It's the rerun. Gate 1, the Sole Pirate, Will Cairns in blue. Gate 2, Jacob Hook in yellow for the Comets. Gate 3 is blank for the excluded rider Tobias Thompson as cause of the stoppage. And in gate 4 in white is Fraser BOWES. And you have to say, the Comets must be fancying their chances here in this 2 against 1 match race.
Yep, agree with you, Scotty, there. It looks like the cards are stacked against the Pirates in this one, with 2 Comets who have been riding great so far this evening. Let's see what happens as we go to heat number 8 rerun.
And up goes the Tate and away we go. Will Cairns on the inside managed to hold off one of the Comets, but he's now split the pair. And it's Fraser BOWES in white. Had a great start off of gate 4.
Yeah, and he's riding the track well. He's got a good forward-leaning, determined style. He was in great form at the weekend for the Comets. He's carried that over here to Wimborne Road. And it's Fraser BOWES leading out in front of Will Cairns and Jacob Hook running in 3rd place there. So what could have been a 5-1 to the Comets is down to a 4-2, but it doesn't look like Fraser BOWES is going to be giving way to Will Cairns anytime soon. So round we go with just a lap to go.
Yeah, Fraser BOWES looks to have the job covered in white for the Comets. Will Cairns has given it a real good go in blue, but it's white, blue and yellow as they come over the line. A 4-2 heat advantage to the Workington Comets. And as we said earlier, they really are making a fight of this.
Will Cairns pushing him all the way.
So, there you see it, Jacob Hook. Jacob Hook still limping on the way in. And here's the official result of heat number 8. To win for Fraser BOWES in white for the Workington Comets. 2nd, Will Cairns in blue for the Pirates. In 3rd in yellow is Jacob Hook. And obviously no finish from Tobias Thompson, the conclusion. It's the race, the heat result is a 4-2 heat advantage to the Comets. And taking the match score after 8 heats, 25 to the Pirates, 23 to the Comets. They still hold a 10-point advantage.
Yeah, they'd have bitten your hand off for this one, I'm sure, before the meeting. And just looking at the programme, Troy Batchelor, 2 rides and 1 point. Antti VUOLAS, 2 rides and 1 point. If those guys had been on normal form, then Pirates would have been really looking at a troublesome situation. Looks like we're able to head back to pits area now, and we hand over to Beth.
Thanks, Rob. Obviously not the most ideal of situations. We are keeping an eye on the situation with Vinnie going on just across from me in the pits. I can say both have walked back all right. I've got Toby behind me. He is stood up, he is walking. So I think hopefully just some damaged pride more than anything going on there. Looking pretty strong as he's walking. We'll have a bit of a walk down, see how things are looking in the Pirates camp. Of course, it's always quite difficult when there's a lot of stops and starts. All of the guys have to keep together. They've got to keep having a look. It has cooled off now. It was a lot warmer when we started. So it's keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on the changing track. Of course, the track is going to change as they grade it following a couple of accidents as well. Got Louis and Zach just getting ready here for their next ride. We'll see if they can turn it around, get it back in the Pirates' favour. Of course, been a couple of heats. We've seen a lot going on. Everyone is trying to make sure that they are all teaming together. Midler, of course, keeping Richard happy. Not ideal having to do 4 runs of one heat. That's never going to be particularly easy, especially when he's running the bikes. And of course, on that first run, he was one of the ones who came off. Never going to be ideal there, but luckily again, Rich does seem to be up, happy. He's looking okay. We'll have a bit of a peek. I will be careful here. Things are seeming pretty quiet. We've got a few conversations going on in the Comets camps. We're just having a look, of course. We will wait to see again, of course, how Vinnie is doing. As soon as we hear news, we will let you know as well. But not ideal for the Comets. Obviously, of course, they already have Tate Zischke out. If they're going to end up with Vinnie out as well, that's 2 riders that everyone's got to chip in for and keep an eye on. So we will have a look. We will see how everything is going. Sometimes Speedway meetings, this is simply how it works. And hello, Jye. Obviously not ideal. We've not had the best of times over the past few heats. There's a lot of stuff going on. Have you seen Vinnie? How's Vinnie doing? Can you tell us anything?
Yeah, he's good spirits. He's just got a big hole in his tongue. So he's obviously bit through his tongue. So, yeah, we're down another man, but we've got to keep going.
I have just seen the 2 minutes has already gone on. Quickest interview ever, isn't it? But I will throw it back to Rob and Scott to take you through the next few heats.
Thank you, Beth. Yeah, good stuff there. Doing your best to get the information for us.
And we have riding for us in red, riding for the Pirates.
We have the Pirates out on track now, just waiting for the Comets. They're a little depleted, obviously. We will have to wait and see whether Vinnie FOORD takes any further part in the meeting.
And in yellow, Jacob Hook.
So time is running down, 1:30 on the clock. Still time for all the riders to come together. We're just getting news that Vinnie FOORD has had to withdraw from the meeting, which is a great shame. And the rider we're waiting for is Jacob Hook, who was out in the last race, and he was out in the race before that, and he was out in the race before that. So he's out in this one as well. That's going to be 4 on the spin.
So here we go, it's Heat 9, sponsorship in memory of Ken Griffin. On the inside in gate 1 in blue is Zach Cook. In gate 2 in white is Antti VUOLAS for the Comets. Gate 3 in red is Louis Kerr for the Pirates, and in gate 4 in yellow is the busy man of the evening, Jacob Hook for the Comets. It must seem an age ago, Heat 5 for the Pirates duo here, with all the reruns of Heat 6, incidents in Heat 8. Away we go, and it looks like a good one from the Pirates. And it is, it's Louis Kerr and Zach Cook out front in the 5-1 position. VUOLAS comes into 3rd place. And Jacob Hook in yellow at the back.
Over the start line, red, blue, white, yellow, Antti VUOLAS jumping at the start there, and it allowed the Pirates to get into prime position off of bends 1 and 2, and they're making a good fist of this one. Kerr and Cook up front, steadily away. Their gap now behind to Antti VUOLAS and Jacob Hook in the 4th position. Unfortunately, a little bit processional in its way, but the Pirates won't be too concerned about that. They need to get this meeting under control, and this is the way that they are obviously going to do it. So we come around the final 2 corners, and we can call them home in the following order: red, blue, white and yellow.
Yeah, great heat win there for the Pirates. A 5-1 just when it was needed. Louis Kerr in red and Zach Cook heading home heat 9 for the Pirates, and I'm sure when they come round to the grandstand they will get the Pirates roar. They duly do, and it's really good to see Zach Cook and Louis Kerr starting to make those powerhouse positions at 3 and 4 their own. And here's the result of heat number 9, a win for Louis Kerr in red for the Pirates. He picks up the 3 points. Second was his partner in blue, Zach Cook. He picks up a couple. Third was Antti VUOLAS in white for the Comets, and at the back Jacob Hook in yellow for the Comets. It's a 5-1 heat advantage in the favour of the Poole Pirates. The match score on the evening after 9 heats, 30 to the Pirates, 24 to the Comets. The all-important aggregate score, 69 to the Pirates, 75 to the Comets. They're still holding on to this lead.
And in replay, here we go. It's tapes up Antti VUOLAS in white there, jumping up off the start there, and it allowed the Pirates boys to hit the sweet spot in the way they went for a race win in that one. Not much to call in really on that. It was plain sailing for the Pirates. We hear that in Heat 10 the rider replacement outing will be taken by Antti VUOLAS. Antti VUOLAS in white in Heat number 10. He'll be going from gate number 4, and he'll be desperate to improve on his 2-point haul from his 3 rides here this evening.
Yeah, you can see the fans, they're frantically scrolling in their programmes, getting that rider replacement in for Tate Zischke. You see that Tate is here this evening.
Yeah, we had a nice chat with him before the match, Scotty, and people watching the stream right from the start will have seen Tate telling us all about his adventures in Poland yesterday, and his disappointment at not being able to be out on track here at Poole tonight. I think he wanted to be here to give it another go, because he didn't have much track time here at Poole last season, and being from that great big bunch of Aussie contingent who come over here, they know that Poole is a track that they mostly enjoy, and so I think Tate is a little bit disappointed that he couldn't turn out tonight. But we wish him well, hope his injuries recover quickly and that he's back on the bike soonest.
Yeah, you'll notice that I haven't said hello to Mick and Liz, Ben and Zach's mum and dad this evening out in Australia. They're usually up at unearthly hours watching our meetings at 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, they are here. They are staying at Midlows. They're over for a couple of weeks, and obviously in the past years they get to see Ben and Zach on the same evening. But now with only Zach riding here, they are still here staying with Midlow. They are here enjoying the Speedway this evening. So Mick and Liz not home watching at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm not sure whether they've got any jet lag from coming over, but they are here in the vicinity and here at the stadium.
No, they've not got any jet lag, Scotty. They've been over for a couple of weeks already. They've already been out to Poland to see Ben racing, so they're into the swing of Speedway in Europe. And whilst we're talking about our friends from Australia, it's great to see Lizzie Ward here tonight, Darcy's wife, with the kids. Always a great welcome for them when they come back to Poole Stadium. And I can't miss out my friend Julie in Saskatchewan. We met up last week for the first time. Great to put a name to the face, a face to the name, and I know that Julie will be tuned in watching the Pirates TV all the way over there in North America. So great to have you on board, everybody, whether you be near or far. Please tune in to Pirates TV. We love broadcasting to you.
Well, here we go with Heat 10, sponsored by BERJ Digital. In gate 1 is Tobias Thompson in blue for the Pirates. Gate 2 in yellow is Jye Etheridge for the Comets. Gate 3 in red, Richard Lawson for the Pirates. And in gate 4, as a rider replacement in yellow, is Antti VUOLAS. Tobias Thompson has had one eventful evening this evening. Only actually competed one race of his 4. Can he make it to the checker flag on this one? We will bring you the answers within 60 seconds. Up go the Tates and away we go. And it's an absolute flyer for the rider in yellow, and the red lights come on.
Looked like a good one, and referee has put the red lights on to call the riders back. Let's see what we can see. I don't think I can see very much, to be perfectly honest, in that one. Looks like a great start from the rider in yellow, but
warning to the rider in yellow for moving at the start line.
Back we come, and the referee issues a warning to the rider in yellow.
Didn't see a great deal there myself. I'll have another look.
Now on for the rerun of heat number 10.
He went before the others, but he didn't hit the tapes, did he?
No, spot on, I think, that one. So the Comets can call themselves unlucky in that one. Very unlucky indeed.
Are you going to give it the Kelvin Tate of eyes? Just got a perfect start. Years ago, that would have been let go.
Well, thanks for that. I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to say that.
Well, I just did, so you don't have to.
Okay, Kelv. Brilliant.
Thanks ever so much.
I'll be Chris. You can be Kelv, all right?
Yeah, you be the nice one.
We're going to get a top drawer into this soon, aren't we?
That's where I keep my socks at home, the top drawer.
Yeah.
I don't keep my Speedway in the top drawer, that's for sure.
As long as we're not out the back, we'll be all right.
And in yellow, Jye Etheridge. That's all 4 riders for heat number 10.
So we have a restart, heat number 10. You just saw our start marshal letting Etheridge know he's on a warning. So heat number 10, sponsored by BRERJ Digital. Gate 1, Tobias Thompson. In blue for the Pirates. Gate 2 in yellow, Jye Etheridge for the Comets. Gate 3 in red, Richard Lawson for the Pirates. And in gate 4 in white for the Comets, Antti VUOLAS.
Thompson cutting it fine with 5 seconds on the clock.
It looks like a good one on the outside again for VUOLAS. It's the Comets out front. Richard Lawson now takes chase after the Comets. It's Jye Etheridge and Antti VUOLAS out front. Lawson comes up the inside.
Lawson steams inside VUOLAS, and VUOLAS tries to come back at him down the back straight. But now Lawson is going to have to really turn the taps here, because Jye Etheridge is in front. And Lawson's going the long way round this time, and it is a long way round. And he's done him, so great work from Lawson. Now what can Tobias Thompson do at the back? He's on a big score of 1 from 3 so far. He'd love to put something else on that scoreboard, but he's got his work cut out there. So Lawson leads it out. Jye Etheridge runs second. VUOLAS third. Thompson at the back. Red, yellow, white, blue in heat number 10.
The Rocket Man, folks. That was a prime example.
Great stuff from the Rocket Man. Really did line the Comets up. It was looking disaster time. The Comets must have been excited. Sat on a 5-1 position. Pirates faithful always appreciate the Rocket Man. Some of them standing, some of them clapping.
Yeah, and Lawson heads back into the pits, and he had to pull that one out of the top drawer, Scotty, I think as the expression goes. Here comes your official result.
Yeah, he most certainly did, Rob. Here's the Heat 10 official result. It's a win for Richard Lawson, the rider in red. In second, Jye Etheridge for the Comets in yellow. In third, Antti VUOLAS picks up a point for the Comets, and at the back, Tobias THOMSEN in blue for the Pirates. 3-all is the Heat score is for Heat 10. The progressive score on the night after 10 heats, 33 to the Pirates, 27 to the Comets. An aggregate score, 72 to the Pirates, 78 to the Comets. The Comets are creeping closer.
Heat number 11 brings to us, riding in red for the Pirates, Rowe.
So from a Pirates perspective, I'm looking at the programme and I'm thinking, could this be trouble?
And in yellow, Fraser BOWES. That's your full lineup for heat number 11.
Troy Batchelor sits in gate number 1. Not the best of starting positions, but for an experienced rider like that, it could be a bonus.
So here we go then. Here's our ride-up for heat number 11. Sponsored by Link Fabrication in gate 1, Troy Batchelor in white for the Comets. Gate 2 in red, Rowe for the Pirates. Gate 3, the impressive Fraser BOWES in yellow for the Comets. And on the outside, in gate 4 in blue for the Pirates, Poole Starke. Rowe doing a little gardening there on gate 2.
Riders just holding back to prepare themselves, but start to roll forward now. Countdown clock is relentlessly heading towards that terrible 0 marker.
Takes her up and away we go. And Batch gets a good one off the inside. BOWES goes round the outside. The Pirates go round Batch. Batch comes back into it in white. But it's Fraser BOWES out front in yellow. Poole Starke now trying to get round Batchelor. Rowe in red is taking chase to Fraser BOWES.
It's great work indeed from BOWES out the front there. He's got 3 lengths on Rowe, and Rowe trying to find a route through. He's not there at the moment, and Troy Batchelor is safe in 3rd place now, well ahead of Poole Starke. So BOWES moves out to a wider line, picks up the dirt with a lap to go.
Yeah, BOWES has been pretty brilliant in this heat, you've got to say. The young man in yellow for the Comets as he heads towards the checker flag. It's yellow, red, white and blue as they come over the line, and it's a 4-2 heat advantage in favour of the Comets. The Comets are still battling away. They may only have half a team, but they really are not giving this up. It's a grand effort from them. Fraser BOWES in yellow comes round, our heat winner, to take the plaudits from the Poole faithful. And they appreciate his efforts.
Yes, done brilliantly this evening. Wonder if we may even see him as a tactical later on. That may be stretching it a little bit, but it's a possibility still. And good work done again in Heat 11 by the Comets. Here comes your official result for Heat number 11 as the tractor comes out for a bit more grading.
Second in red for the Pirates, Rowe.
Yeah, here we go. The official heat from result from Heat 11. Win for Fraser BOWES in yellow. Lovely stuff from him for the Comets. Second, Rowe in red for the Pirates. Third, in white, the all-important point goes Troy Batchelor's way and the Comets, and in fourth was Poole Starke in blue. The heat score was a 4-2 in the favour of the Workington Comets. Match score after Heat 11, 35 to the Pirates, 31 to the Comets. We're heading straight over to the pits, and Beth, our Roman reporter.
Oh, What a night. Okay, the Comets are starting to turn it around, but it is all still to play for, and of course there's still that aggregate point up for grabs. Now, looking around the Pirates camp, there's a lot of work going on. Every single person is paying as close attention to every single race as they possibly can. They want to make sure they are doing everything to stop the Comets from taking this win away from the Pirates tonight. Just having a look around, of course, Louis getting ready for his next ride. We're going to want to speed this along. Of course, we've got the Cook brothers. They're getting ready. I'll see if I can grab one very quickly, although they both do seem quite busy. Zach, can I grab a word really quick? Zach, very eventful evening so far. Definitely not the easiest, but how's it feeling around the Pirates camp so far tonight?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow stop-start meeting. I think everyone's in one piece, sort of, but yeah, everything's all right. I think Toby's probably going to be a bit sore tomorrow, but no, the track's probably a little bit different with the rain that we had earlier today, but it's still riding nice, and no, I think everyone's happy so far.
Nice. And how does it feel? Like you said, it's, you know, it does get a bit stop-start when there's so much going on track. How does that feel as a rider? Does that make it a little bit more difficult with each ride? Things are obviously taking a little bit longer between each time you're on.
Yeah, it is a bit difficult. You know, it feels like, yeah, like for mine and Louis' last race, I feel like we hadn't been out there for an hour or so you feel like you're going out for your first ride again. But no, you just got to stick to your routine and yeah, just keep your head in the game.
Awesome. And of course, keeping the morale high, that's always something that you as captain, you've got to do. You've got to get there, keeping everyone up. Is that something you feel you've taken to quite easily? Have you got Ben in your ear talking you through how to keep everything going?
No, he's not worried about that stuff. He's telling me I'm not quick enough, but no, everyone's been pretty sweet. You know, I think it's more a bit of a damage control tonight with Toby, but I think he's going all right. He's a tough bugger, but no, keeping everyone on the toes, and hopefully we pull away a bit in these last block of races.
Amazing, Zach. I'll let you get back to everything. Keep the work up. All right, I'm just having a look. There's still a little bit of track grading going on. As Zach said, it's not always easy. When they're having such big breaks, it does feel very different when you're out on track. I can't speak from experience, but I'm listening to these guys. All right, the tractor's going away. We're going to get going with the next few heats, so I will pass it back to Scott and Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Beth. It's always good for the riders will have a chat during the meeting. And yeah, we've got a great meeting on here this evening. It's really, really tight. I think some coming in this evening felt that this could be a walkover to the Pirates with Tate Zischke being injured and having to ride a replacement. But I think it's kind of worked in their advantage a little bit, Rob.
Yeah, I think it has, and I've got to say I'm surprised. I did think that the Pirates would be able to claw this 12 points back and take the meeting fairly easily, but as it is, there's what we got 1, 2, 3, 4 heats to come, and still only 4 points between them. And well, just looking down the order, there's chances for the Comets everywhere really. Pirates will be digging deep in this one to see if they can try and extend that advantage. But heat 12, well, Etheridge and Hook have done well for the Comets. Louis Kerr, though, sits on 3 unbeaten rides at the moment for the Pirates, so all the home hopes rest with him.
So here we go, the lineup for Heat 12, sponsored by Fry's Electrical Limited, friends of the club. In Gate 1 in yellow, it's Jacob Hook for the Comets. Gate 2 in red is Louis Kerr for the Pirates. He's unbeaten tonight. Gate 3 in white, Jye Etheridge for the Comets. And in Gate 4 in blue, William Cairns for the Pirates. 2 and 4 have been working well this evening. We're going to have to see whether that becomes an advantage in this heat. Pirates holding just a 4-point lead here on the night. It's a pretty even break. Good stuff on the inside from Louis Kerr, but he's now been passed up the inside by Jye Etheridge. Louis Kerr makes a cut back up the inside. Can he get there?
Yeah, Etheridge riding really well for the Comets. He's found his groove, and although Kerr made a good start, good speed down the back straight from Etheridge. Now he's run wide. Louis Kerr's trying to find a way through, but he's not got there. Cairns has made his way to third place, so Pirates rounding this one off 3-3. But Jye Etheridge doing everything asked of him from the Comets, and he's out front, kicking up the roost, and there's a lap to go.
Yeah, Etheridge still out front. Louis Kerr taking chase, but he looks to have it covered, does Etheridge. A good rider replacement move here for the Comets. And as they come over the line, white, red, blue and yellow. It's a good win for Etheridge in white. Come in to the heat at the perfect time. He wasn't going so well early in the meeting. The management at the Comets have picked him as the replacement for the right time. And it's Etheridge who comes round and takes a ripple of applause in white for the heat win. Real Cairns comes round as well, but it's all about the rider in white for me.
And me, Scotty, I think he's done a great job. Well, all the Comets have done a great job, really. They've, I think, outperformed their own expectations here at Poole, and the expectations of many of us in the stands. Here's your Heat 12 result. The win there for Jye Etheridge in white for the Comets. Second place in red for the Pirates was Louis Kerr. Third in blue, also for the Pirates, was William Cairns. And the fourth finisher was Jacob Hook for the Comets. Heat result, 3 to each side. Winning time 61.45, and overall Pirates have 38 and Comets 34 in a race sponsored by Fry's Electrical. Overall, 77 to the home side, 85 to the visitors. And race is running out for the Pirates.
Yeah, they sure are. It looked like a good start on the inside there for Louis Kerr. And as he drifted out to the dirt, Jye Etheridge had already been out there and made the big cutback and lengthened the back straight and gained loads of pace going down into turn 3. Louis Kerr kept chipping away but was unable to make an impression. Good ride from Jye Etheridge.
Red for the Pirates, the Rocket Man, Richard Lawson. Partnering the Rocket Man, that man again in blue.
Here he comes up to the line and trying to find the ideal spot.
Batchelor.
Stamping in a rut there, as you can see.
Antti VUOLAS, that is the full and official lineup for heat number 13.
Yeah, just 3 heats left in this meeting. And you have to say, the Comets are putting up a good fight. Here we go, here's the lineup for Heat 13. It's sponsored by Global Heating. In Gate 1 is Richard Lawson in red for the Pirates. Gate 2, the captain of the Comets, Troy Batchelor in white. Gate 3, Anders Rowe in blue for the Pirates. And in Gate 4, in yellow, Antti VUOLAS for the Comets. It's the 1s and the 5, it's the big meeting, it's the big race of the evening, is Heat 13. Is this going to be pivotal on the night?
Well, I wonder how much Anders Rowe was watching the last race, because it was Gate 3 for Jye Etheridge, who performed that cutback in bends 1 and 2 to fire himself down the back straight. If Rowe doesn't make starts here, perhaps he'll try and execute that move. Let's have a look.
Tates are up, the starts are ready. VUOLAS is lifted on the outside. Rowe is out in the dirt trying to go around the outside. But it's Batchelor out front for the Comets. And the Pirates are taking chase.
Richard Lawson takes over from Rowe as they head off in chase of Troy Batchelor. They're both working that outside dirt line, and Batchelor looks quicker into the corners, I've got to say. He picks up the roost on bend number 4, shoots himself down the straight, and Lawson is having difficulty catching up with him. Anders Rowe in third, Antti VUOLAS out the back, and Batchelor doing the captain's role here for the Comets in the crucial heat number 13. Lawson changes line, he goes to the outside, he goes to even wider outside. Can he find anything off the pitch bend?
Lawson hasn't given this up here yet. There's no way he's given this up. Batchelor goes a bit tighter, but Lawson's coming up the inside, but Batchelor gets here. White, red, blue and yellow. We have yet another 3-all heat score. That's the result of heat 13. It's the sign of the meeting all evening, this one. It's been a tight meeting. There's your heat winner, Troy Batchelor, as he heads back to the pits.
Well, assuming we finish off the races in normal fashion, it looks like the Comets have secured at least a superheat for this one, and potentially they're in position to win the bonus point.
Yeah, I totally agree. The Comets have really battled tonight. I'm sure the Comets fans watching will be over the moon with the way this meeting's gone. Is the result and confirmation of heat 13. It's a win for Troy Batchelor in white for the Comets. Richard Lawson second in red for the Pirates. Blue was Anders Rowe, he was third for the Pirates, and at the back Antti VUOLAS, he pulled a big wheelie in yellow off the start and was out of it before we'd got 10 yards. It's 3-all heat score is the result of heat 13, and the match score on the night 41 to the Pirates, 37 to the Comets.
Yeah, great work from the Comets right the way through the meeting, and it now puts the outcome on a complete knife edge. Pirates are going to make a change in heat number 14. You can see there that Will Cairns has come in to replace Paul Starke, and I think with Vinnie FOORD stepping out of the meeting for the Comets, it's going to inevitably bring Jacob Hook to the tapes in yellow. We'll wait for the official lineup to come up for you, but certainly from our position, that's how we're seeing it.
In blue for the Pirates, reserve change, Will Cairns. In white for the Workington Comets, Jye Etheridge.
So Comets looking for maybe just 2 points in this one.
So here we go, the riders for heat 14, sponsored by Maidment Properties. Gate 1 in white is Jye Etheridge for the Comets. He's been fast tonight. Gate 2 in blue, Will Cairns for the Pirates. Gate 3 in yellow, Jacob Hook. He scored some tonight for the Comets. They should be proud of him. And in gate 4 in red, Zach Cook, the Pirates captain, on the outside. This is heat 14.
There's a lot of toe tapping and finger biting, nail biting in the grandstand here at Poole Stadium this evening. What are we going to see in terms of the action? Well, heat 14, it's seconds away.
I'm going to take it, away we go. Zach's made a good one off the outside, but Etheridge has made a good one on the inside, and the Comets are in a 5-1 position. Zach Cook having a look up the inside now. The rider in yellow, and he makes it. Will Cairns now having a look.
It's close stuff all the way round. Cook in red for the Pirates goes rounding out and takes the lead, but he's got the two Comets tucked into second and third positions, and it's young Will Cairns, the man who's going to be tasked with seeing if he can haul those boys in. He's taking the wide line, but Comets steadying away as they go round the car park bend. Cook in red is probably 10 lights clear now of Etheridge in white, Hook in yellow and Cairns in blue, trying a different line there on the inside, and it's not actually going to work for him. Jacob Hook a little bit out of shape, but he brings it under control, and they call them home a red, white, yellow and blue. Red, white, yellow and blue and a shared heat yet again here at Poole Stadium. But more significantly, it's going to see the aggregate bonus point head up north to the Cumbrian coast.
Yeah, and deserving of it. You've got to say they've been brilliant tonight, the Comets. They come here and really got together as a team, passed the information on to one another. And I have to say, a great pass there from Zach Cook. Really gave it a go. Captain's role there in Heat 14 for him. But the Comets will be absolutely over the moon. And I said at the start of the evening that they were set down the table a little bit. They'd only ridden 3 matches, a little bit of a false place for them. And I think tonight has shown the rest of the league that they're not here making up numbers. They're here to qualify for the playoffs. And here comes the result, the official result of Heat 14. It was a win for Zach Cook and a masterful win for him in red. In second place, Jye Etheridge in white for the Comets. In third, Jacob Hook in yellow for the Comets, and at the back, not for the lack of trying, Will Cairns for the Pirates. The 3-all heat score is the heat result of Heat 14. The match score after 14 heats with 1 heat to go, 44 to the Pirates, 40 to the Comets.
Off the gate, the all-important heat number 14 sees a good start from the Workington pairing there, and round bends 1 and 2. Jye Etheridge there hugs the inside line. Jacob Hook blows to go outside. Zach Cook finds a little bit of drive down the inside, and it's enough to put Jacob Hook off there. So Cook sets off in front of, in pursuit of Jye Etheridge, and round bends 1 and 2. He picks up that extra grip on the outside, fires himself to the front, and that's where he stayed. But it was down then to Will Cairns to see if he could rescue anything for the Pirates. Sadly, not to be. Promoter Danny Ford looking at the phone. I wonder what he's thinking.
Yeah, I've had a message from Gary Havelock. Love to you, Harvey. Hopefully we get to see you down here by the end of the season. We'd love to have you down here at Wimborne Road. You're our hero, one of our favourite Pirates of all time.
Yeah, great work as well, Javi, up there at Scunthorpe. Filling the programme, bringing the changes, doing all the right things to get the Pirates home. There we are, a full grandstand here at Poole Stadium this evening. Just starting to empty out a little bit as we go to the last race, but goodish crowd, all things considered. School holidays, of course, just about to kick in down here in the south coast, so that will undoubtedly bring visiting families to the stadium as the summer holiday period over August continues. We're just waiting on the outcome now for heat number 15 and the nominations, and as soon as we got them, then we'll bring them on to you. What do you reckon, Scotty? Best visitors to Wimborne Road this year?
Yeah, I think so far. I mean, the team have battled. It's not that they've had a bit of adversity to come over. Losing Tate Zischke is the way that he's been riding, particularly at home. He's a big sort of part of the team, and to lose him just last night, 24 hours before, and to fair play to him, he's here supporting the team. It's all about team spirit, and we know about team spirit here at the Pirates, and you've got to take your hat off to the Comets tonight, and you know, this is a really positive outcome for them.
Zischke's points tonight were 8. The rider replacement produced 8, so more or less on a par maybe of what Tate would have scored. So no real problems there for the Comets. I think if you just look at the score chart, maybe Antti VUOLAS is the rider who is going to be the most disappointed with just 3 from his 5 rides. Maybe expecting a little bit more from the Finnish man. But overall, Comets can leave Wimborne Road tonight, no matter what the outcome of this race, with their heads held very high. They've run the Pirates close and produced a very entertaining show here for the Poole faithful.
Richard Lawson. In blue for the Pirates, Kerr.
So on screen, Richard Lawson comes to tapes. He takes up the inside starting position. Poole obviously taking gates 1 and 3 in the final race of the night. And we'll go to the graphic, which will give you the full and official
list of runners for the final outing tonight.
So here we go then, heat 15, the lineup. Sponsored by Upright Scaffold In Services Limited. In gate 1 is the Rocket Man Richard Lawson in red for the Pirates. Gate 2, the mighty impressive Fraser BOWES in white for the Comets on his first visit to Wimborne Road. In gate 3 in blue, Louis Kerr for the Pirates this evening has been spectacular. And in gate 4 in yellow, Jye Etheridge in yellow for the Comets.
Yeah, great heat coming up with riders who have all contributed greatly to the meeting tonight. All 4 of them deserve full credit for putting their necks on the line, as it were, and giving us some great racing. Plenty of time for the riders to finish off their gardening, because the countdown clock shows 45 seconds at the moment, so a little bit more digging, a little bit more stamping, a little bit more rolling to and fro, and then the start marshal will be bringing them up to tapes.
So 15 seconds to go as the riders come in. Up go the Tates and away we go. Lawson looks good on the inside. Around the outside comes Jye Etheridge. So Lawson out front with the Comets filling in second and third. Louis Kerr trying the Harvey Avenue in the back in blue.
Yeah, Lawson the gate and away, and the Comets boys doing what they've been doing all evening, you know, making a good meeting of it. They're tucked into second and third place, no doubt very happy with that. Louis Kerr working his stocks off at the back, but not finding a path that gets him anywhere near Jye Etheridge there. So Lawson leads it out, Fraser BOWES in second, Jye Etheridge in third, and Louis Kerr for the Pirates chasing up at the back.
Yeah, so as they go over the line for the last time, Lawson out front. It's Kerr at the back giving it one last go. But it's Lawson as they come over the line. Red, white, yellow and blue. So that's heat 15 done and dusted. Lawson manages to get himself to the front over a very impressive Fraser BOWES this evening. The Comets have got to be over the moon with the number 2 this evening. They've got to be impressed with all the riders. I hope that the Workington Comets fans that have joined Pirates TV this evening have enjoyed the meeting. And a nice round of applause for the Comets duo there after heat 15, and well deserved.
Yes, I know a few people have made it down from Workington, and well done to them, and they'll go home very, very happy. Hope you have a safe trip back up north with the aggregate bonus point tucked safely in the Workington locker. So it was a final heat number 15. The result looked like this, with Richard Lawson the race winner for the Pirates in red. Second place in white for the Comets was Fraser BOWES. Third in yellow, Jye Etheridge. And the fourth finisher was Louis Kerr. There we go, 3-3 on the night. Final result of the meeting, 47-43. And on the night, the Comets take the aggregate bonus point by 94 to 86. So that just about rounds off the meeting tonight. There's your match score, 47-43 as previously reported.
Well, bit of an up and down night, but still a 6+3 for you. First of all, how are you feeling overall about tonight?
Yeah, paid 9, it's always good, but just a little bit annoyed that I couldn't really make some starts, and you know, clear air is always better than dirt, yeah, but what can you do?
We've obviously seen it's been quite an eventful night. We've had a lot of people down on the track. It's never good to see. How does that feel for you as a rider, seeing that happen to other people? Do you just have to block it out and carry on, or how does it affect you?
Yeah, it's always not very nice when you see a crash, especially when it's in your race or when your two teammates take each other out. But yeah, it is what it is, and it's racing. We've all been there. We've all been on the floor a couple times, and you know, Tobias, wishing him all the best. I know he's feeling it a little bit, but yeah, and Vinnie, but it's racing.
There's been a lot of discussions, of course, about the track. Definitely been a bit of an interesting one, especially with some stops and starts going on tonight. How have you found the track overall tonight?
Yeah, it was okay. I think there's definitely room for improvement, but we would all be great at this sport if the tracks were all perfect, right? So yeah, but nothing can be perfect, and I love this place.
That's amazing. And of course, looking forward, we're seeing you at Redcar in a couple of days. How's the team feeling going into that?
The team, I'm not really too sure. I hadn't really had a lot of discussions about it, but I'm confident. I love that place, and some dirt that I can trust and get in. Here it's a little bit technical, and it's so tight, and it is what it is. But I'm excited.
And of course, it's only been a couple of weeks really that you've been riding at championship level. We've seen you here, there and everywhere. How are you finding it coming up into championship?
It's definitely a different ball game, but you know, I'm going to say it again. I'm here to win races, and that's what I'm going to keep on trying to do.
Well, thank you so much. We'll let you go, and well done for tonight.
So a quick look at the team scores and where they were scored. Batchelor scored 5, but he had that all-important heat win, didn't he? Fraser BOWES, very impressive indeed. He had a duck egg in the middle on what will be a fantastic night for him. Jye Etheridge again, 12 points plus 2 for him. Super stuff. Antti VUOLAS, probably a little bit disappointing from him, but Jacob Hook made up for it, 9 plus 2. And of course, we didn't see much of Vinnie FOORD this evening after the accident. Richard Lawson, well, doing Richard Lawson-like things, 13 points for him. Tobias THOMSEN, a bit of an off night for him. Kerr, 11 points, good stuff from him. Zach Cook, after a duck egg at the start, recovered nicely, 7 plus 2 bonus. Anders Rowe, 6 plus 1 for him. Starke from his 3 rides, 3 points. And Will Cairns battling away, 6 plus 3 bonus for him.
Challenging night for everyone involved, not only the Pirates but the Comets as well. Difficult conditions.
That culminates to the match result, 47 to the Pirates, 43 to the Comets. Aggregate result, the Workington Comets take the point on aggregate. 86 to the Pirates, 94 to the Comets. Well done to the Comets.
How do you feel about the rest of the season?
So as we leave the stadium and the fans stream through, thanks to our Pirates TV crew, main camera Rob Haywood, roaming camera Paul Hague, presenter and commentator Scott Mitchell, interviewer and commentator Rob Dyer, pitch reporter Beth Smith Tyres, and Nigel Lehigh, our stadium announcer, Andy Hague, our producer down in the dungeon, from all, and Lee Tyres, obviously, stadium announcer. We're done for the evening. We hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye for now, and join us again soon on Pirates TV.
Good night.
He went inside, outside, he weighed it up, he looked for the gap, and he burst through it.